and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Friday. Okay, so what's going to happen? What's going to happen if Biden wins? Well, if Biden wins, you're going to see Wall Street being thrilled. And Wall Street is backing him big time because that means more stimulus. That means more welfare programs. That means just more printing. And with all that stimulus money, if you notice, the market goes up every time they talk about stimulus. You notice how the market, during the week, they say, oh, the stimulus, the new one that they're trying to get through, that $1.8 trillion. Remember, they said, oh, it was dead, not going to do any more. The president says till after the election. Remember how the market went down 500 points? It's stimulus been driving this market since 2008. The stimulus is incredible. And that's why the whole stock market is such a huge bubble. The big problem we got right now is that we got all of this inflation, but they're lying to us about the inflation. They're not telling us the truth. They're saying, oh, there's no inflation out there. When you got home prices, think about it. The market, when we had the crash in February, the pandemic went down 30%, and then hit the bottom of March. From March to April, think about housing went up 8% a month. Usually it's 1.4% a month. Way overpriced. Housing is so overpriced right now. Anybody that bought a home from March to today, they're going to lose a lot of money. The housing crash is going to be back. This whole economy right now, okay, since 2008, everything's been geared for the stock market so that the 1 percentile, okay, can make all the money, or the top 10% who control 85% of the stock make all the money. The guy on Main Street is so screwed. He is so screwed because he hasn't participated. And what's happened is the debt is enormous. Just think about all the stimulus, all the debt. And every time we have this debt, we're spending more than we're taking in the country by 100%. When you have deficits, you have to go and pay those deficits. And to do that, they print or borrow money. Do you know that the interest income was like something like, it went from $280 billion in 2018 on our national debt to almost $500 million now? You can't grow the economy. Our economy can't grow. So what they're doing, the elitists, they're going to keep trying to grow the stock market because you can't grow an economy when you have budget deficits that are that huge. You can't grow the economy when you keep on not only having budget deficits, but look at the trade deficits. The trade deficits are what, $65 billion a month? And then our manufacturing deficits, meaning the manufacturing goods, $65 billion a month. Those are historic. That means you can't grow the economy because that means the people who are benefiting are the people in the other countries who are making those goods that we buy. So we, by buying those goods, are hiring more people. We are building other countries' labor force, not our labor force. Our labor force, remember, is around 164 million people. The problem is 50% of our labor force has no 401ks. The other 50%, only 38% are working a 401k. So our labor, they're not getting raises. Because why? Because all this zero money, they keep on getting that money from the Federal Reserve, the CEOs. They keep buying their own stock back to push their stock prices up. And what happens to the guy on Main Street when that happens? Nothing. There's no benefit for him. The other thing is our middle class is gone, shot to hell. Because remember how the middle class grew. The middle class had good jobs in manufacturing, construction, mining, drilling. Our jobs isn't that anymore. We're not in mining, drilling, and manufacturing. 25% of our jobs, that's it. 75% of our jobs are bartenders or waitresses and services. And remember, most of those people don't have benefits. And you hear, oh, well, they got raises. The wage raise they got, go give me a break. They just gets wiped out with the inflation. So we got a situation where we can't grow the economy. Trump can't grow it. We couldn't grow it under Bush because of all the debt. We couldn't grow it under Obama because of all the debt. And now the debt is even getting worse. Remember, he didn't reverse the health care. He hasn't done any infrastructure. I mean, he's done amazing things, no question. I mean, he's done more than any other president. I mean, I have a whole list of his accomplishments. I put him down every time I say. I mean, he's like, I'm going, how can he accomplish stuff like that when he's been busy with his impeachment for 3 years? The problem is that he took a bad deal over from Bush and then Obama, and he got distracted for 4 years. And basically, he had a dope like Larry Kudlow and Steve Moore, those two dopes, with Mnuchin run the deal. Because when you're in a lawsuit, it takes your life over, okay? And he was being impeached, so the problem is he wasn't able to do what he wanted to do. He just wasn't. So basically, those two guys are running the country. Now, he made the big decisions. I'm not saying that. But right now, what's going to happen is the market is going to crash like we've never seen it before, because we got debt like we've never seen it before. I'm not talking just about the national debt. Again, I'm talking about trade deficits. I'm talking about the trade debt. I'm talking about the all the stimulus debt we got is just horrible. Household debt, corporate debt. You know what's going on with them? They've been borrowing so much money at 0%. They have burned through their cash, and they got debt up to the yin-yang. So the Federal Reserve is going and think of this. Federal Reserve is going and saying to the corporations, don't file bankruptcy. We'll buy your debt from you. Or they go to their bondholders. They say to the bondholders who the company said, we can't pay you what we owe you. Hey, we'll buy your bonds. And think about the banks. The reason why you're not seeing the housing market prices coming down and why you're seeing inflate 8% a month instead of a quarter, because we got, first of all, 33% or 1/3 of all mortgages are behind 1 to 3 payments. But the Federal Reserve is printing money. They go into the bank, say, no, don't foreclose. We'll buy those from you. We'll buy all the mortgage-backed securities from you. We'll buy these mortgages from you. We'll give you the cash. So now you haven't got that problem. We'll put them on our balance sheet. That's why you don't see prices coming down. See what this whole fake market? And then, of course, you're not seeing corporations using Chapter 11 like they should do to reorganize. They just borrow more money again and keep doing the same thing they've been doing, stock buybacks. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing is so propped up, we've never seen this. Not like this. So you got the fake housing market, the fake stock market, and the economy is flat on its back. If it wasn't for stimulus, this crash would have gone. Now, here's the problem. They keep kicking the can down the road by doing more stimulus to make sure the stock market doesn't drop. But you reach a point they can't do it anymore. Because if you keep doing it, you're going to end up like Venezuela. That all of a sudden everything inflates, and you're going to have to buy a bottle of milk with $1,000. So people say, well, they can keep doing this forever, keep the stock market going up. No, we've reached that pinnacle. That's it. We reached it now. The only thing keeping this market alive right now is the election. The election. So I'd say between now and the election, just try to stay in those stocks that are outperforming. Gold is going to be fantastic. When this market crashes, you'll never make so much money as you will in gold. So that's where we stand. So the bottom line is, what is the economy going to do? Get every day. Get worse. And what's the market going to do? Go higher because of stimulus. And eventually we'll hit that point where all of a sudden inflation is going to hit and deflation comes in. People are going to stop spending. Going to be huge layoffs, and we're going to have a crash like we've never seen. I predict the crash will happen probably sometime between March of 2021 and June 2021. Okay, I'll see you on the charts. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. Get your color-coded chart with it. See you on the charts.